Welcome to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Eric and Rob.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast, 3GW, here on a Sunday night, reviewing probably the goofiest damn pay-per-view I've ever seen in my life. I'm your host, DaReal Big E, my co-host, Rob, the ambassador. How you doing?
Oh, man, if you'd asked me that about 3.5 hours ago, I'd have told you I'm doing great. But since then, I've watched this pay-per-view we're about to talk about now, and I'm not doing so good.
And we said all week, man, it's gonna be some bullshit. And I think you coined this phrase. It was some bullshit of the highest.
The highest order.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, we didn't suffer on our own. We dragged somebody else into this one. So, MJ Book, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going? Guess not a bad day. Got to do a little recording today. But now we get to talk about some wrestling. This will be interesting.
Okay, so we here to talk about Fastlane. The last pay-per-view before WrestleMania. WrestleMania is 20 days away, and we still don't have even half of a card, which is insane. So I ask this every time, did anybody watch the kickoff?
I watched a little bit.
Snippets of the match. I was still kind of setting up, but I think I caught just enough to get a sense of what happened. I'm glad they didn't plug some useless match on here to make this show any longer. I don't have a single note of anything tonight. Just putting that out there now. I did like how the match finished. That Bro Derek from the top rope. I thought that was pretty cool. And obviously the post match, I don't know where that's gonna lead to, but we'll see, I guess. Matt Riddle retains. I guess I just give it like a C+, B-. I don't know. It was all right.
I gave it a B-. I thought for a pre-show match, it was pretty good. Both of these guys can go, and I expected it to be a decent match. I thought it was, and it looks like we saw the ending or the near ending of Retribution, so I'm happy about that. And so yeah, B-.
I actually agree with Mr. Rob. I gave it a B- too. It wasn't that bad for a pre-show match. It was actually pretty good. And the only thing that kind of stunk about it was the fact that going in, I already knew Retribution was going to break up because once again, social media kicks it in. One of them pretty much signaled it. So, but it was an entertaining match. Love the move, the finisher off the top. B-, good start. It was actually a good start.
Yeah. I wasn't mad about this match. I mean, I thought that everything went well. But that was soon to change. Let me kick in. Take off my sad hat, put on my angry hat. Okay, so we had Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax defending their women's tag team championships against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair. I already pretty much vocalized my disgust that this match was even happening because these two are WrestleMania opponents, Sasha and Bianca. So it's really stupid to me to put them in a match together, but whatever. This match had no pace. It had no timing. It was sloppy. The best part about the match was the 450 that Bianca Belair hit off the top rope and the tension they were trying to draw with her and Sasha looked so forced. It was awful. Only other good thing about the match was I liked Sasha's gear. You know, she was rocking the Spider-Man. But outside of that, this match was an F. Fuck this match. This whole rivalry, this build to WrestleMania sucks. F. Rob.
Wow. Okay, well, that's setting the tone for this podcast. I gave it a C- because I thought everything was predictable. It's exactly what I thought it would be. But were there some decent wrestling? I mean, it was decent. It wasn't, to me, it wasn't F quality, but was it great? Hell no, not what we would expect, especially from Bianca and Sasha. This match was just a way, pretty much this whole pay-per-view was a way to just try to, keep these storylines alive before Mania. Just no reason for the match to happen, no reason really for this pay-per-view to happen, but we'll go on about that. But yeah, I gave it a C- because I thought the wrestling was just okay.
Eric, you and I are in complete agreement. I gave this a fucking F. This was boring. It was lazy. It was forced. I didn't care about this match because Sasha and Bianca aren't going to win the belts. So I already don't care there. We already pretty much have a good idea that Sasha was going to end up somehow turning heel. So I was waiting for that to occur. I just did not care. I did not care about this match. It never should have happened. It never should have occurred. To me, there was no story with this. This seemed like just an advertisement for Bianca and Sasha. And somehow Nia and Shayna got stuck in the middle. And I guess Reginald. This was a fucking F. Just pointless.
I still don't understand the role Reginald's playing in this whole thing. It's really stupid. After that, we get Big E versus the Black Panther. Apollo Crews. I actually thought this was okay to start off. The match started pretty good. I liked both men's intensity and the two big guys. But I don't know what happened. But that finish looked like they it's almost like they knew what they wanted to do, but it look rushed, and I couldn't tell who won. And I don't think they knew who won either because I don't know whose music played briefly. So for like 2 minutes, I'm wondering who the hell won the match because Apollo Crews attacked Big E after the match, which I did enjoy. He was really intense. He had all those angle slams, and he looked strong. So I appreciate the booking of Apollo, but we're talking just about the match. I had to give it a D because of that finish. It looked bad, and I couldn't tell who won. And it looks like they're dragging this thing out even further to Mania. So I don't know. I gave it a D. It wasn't. I cared about the match because I cared about the people in the match, and I like the post match. But I'm grading the match, and it was a D. Book.
Going into this match, I kind of thought this had the potential maybe to be a sleeper. Maybe there'd be something good here. And it had a very good start, but it quickly fizzled and turned into shit. And that ending was just abominable. It just was bad. It was a mess. Just like you, I didn't even know there was a win. I thought I heard like 5 counts. It was just a weird ending. So in the end, congratulations. F number 2. This is a fucking F. 2 Fs to start the pay-per-view. Great job. What the hell happened? Did they not know what they were going to do? Did they know what they were going to do and forgot somewhere along the way? Did the ref forget? What was this? I'm sorry, Doc, that's your catchphrase. But what the heck? This was just a mess. And I wonder if they were drinking. This was such a mess. So a fucking F for both of them. Feel bad for both. I mean, Apollo cannot get a good break. He's got a decent gimmick going, and then he has another shitty match here. So, fucking F, number 2.
All right. Well, for me, I liked it a little bit better than the both of you. Like you, Big E, I like both of these guys. I'm glad to see Apollo getting some run. He's looking strong. The character was kind of, I wasn't sure about it at first, but it's grown on me a little bit. I thought the match was physical. I mean, I thought these dudes were going strong. It was the kind of match, given the rivalry, that it should be, not technical. I mean, they were getting it in. And I enjoyed that. But then that ending happened. And I wasn't sure if it was supposed to happen that way or what the hell it was. And then there was the post-match where Apollo was getting really aggressive with Big E, which means they're going to drag this thing out to Mania. And that's what took it down for me, because I thought we were going to see the end of this feud. Maybe Big E would move on to bigger, better things for Mania. But it looks like this is what they're going to go again. And it was, once again, setting the tone for this pay-per-view. None of these matches are advancing storylines. The whole thing is just a stopgap between this and Mania. A lot of the matches we saw tonight, we're probably going to see at Mania. So that took my grade down. And like you, Big E, I gave it a D. What could have been a C plus or a B minus was a D because of the ending and the post match and the fact that they're carrying this story out to Mania, and we're going to see it again.
Yep. Just have to figure out which night it's going to be on. So I don't know if it was following this match or the next. Oh my God. It's like I'm recounting what's going on here. And it's
the deodorant. Is that what you're?
Yes.
Yeah, it was after this.
Okay. This 24/7.
That's you guys' boy, our truth.
Look,
that's you guys' boy.
Look, okay. We try to support the brothers on the show, but this brother here is caught up in the worst shit on the show.
I don't care if you're a brother. Shit is shit. That is shit.
I don't even know how to describe that segment. I feel bad for Akira Tozawa. I just don't know. Old Spice deodorant. That's all I got to say. Moving on to... Okay, now, correct me if I'm wrong. I know Rob and I talked about this earlier today. So this match was originally on the show, that was taken off the show. Was it put back on the show today? Shane McMahon, Braun Strowman?
They put it back on.
And then they had him hurt before the show. So instead of Braun versus Shane, we got Elias versus Braun. And I'm sorry, they got to stop having Jackson Riker out there with no shirt on, just standing there. That shit looks... It don't look right, okay? If you're supposed to be some big-time guitar singer and you got another man out there with no shirt on, just standing there, unless you're in a certain type of bar, it's inappropriate.
Oh,
that's all I'm
saying. Did you really just do that? Well, I guess right. The gay bar's down the road. Shout out to No Holds Barred.
Yeah. I don't even think Rob remember that one, but
I'm pretty sure
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Keep bringing it up.
Real.
Come on, we need something to laugh at. This night didn't give a whole lot at this point.
No, it didn't. Okay, well, essentially we got Braun Strowman destroying Elias. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This was stupid. Once again, like Rob said, they're just stretching everything out because they have no way to get from Elimination Chamber to Mania because they put themselves in the position where they had to put on a show that we didn't need. So now they're just stretching everything out This is a worthless show. This is the second F for me because what the fuck? Why was this on the show? Get it off. And yeah, F, F, F.
All right, this is my first F of the night. This was an F. First of all, I don't even Shane and Braun. Once again, I think they're wasting Braun's talents. And Shane is just getting on my nerves, coming out on Raw saying he's going to talk to Braun. He don't talk to Braun. Hits Braun with slime, just stupid stuff like that. And then we're supposed to get the match tonight, and we don't get the match. Shane walks out to the ring with a busted knee while Elias is getting ready to sing, and then says, "Oh, by the way, hey, you're going to fight in the match tonight." And then we get this whole story. And then once again, we're going to see more of this tomorrow night, and they're going to drag it all the way to Mania. It's just garbage, and I'm sick of it. F.
Okay. Well, listeners, say it with me. Say it loud and proud. This was a fucking F. Number 3 in a row. I don't know if I've ever done 3 in a row, but this what was the point? Again, what was the point of this? WWE had a chance. This was their pay-per-view after the debacle of AEW's pay-per-view. And overall, at this point, this pay-per-view is way worse than AEW. What was the point of this? I mean, if you're going to have something shitty, I guess throw in Elias, so it made sense. But who cares about this match? Fine, they got a payday. But this was just worthless. It was pointless. This should have even been on a pre-show. I mean, at this point, I was just confused. And also at this point, I was on my 5th beer. So this was just getting rougher and rougher by the second.
Yep. For me, it didn't get any better. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins. I think before this match, we had a very awkward conversation with Riddle and Shinsuke that I'm not going to get into. I thought, okay, going into this match, I thought, okay, I may not like Seth Rollins' gimmick, but he's still Seth Rollins. This still might be a good match because I like Shinsuke. Now, I will say, I will be fair. This was better than the shit that came before it, but I was still not into the match. So I haven't cared about Shinsuke since WrestleMania 34, and Seth Rollins hasn't meant a damn thing to me since Hell in a Cell against The Fiend. So, yeah, I still thought it was decent. I don't think the right man won, though. I actually thought this could have been a way for to build up Shinsuke. I don't see any direction for Seth Rollins at this point, so I don't know why he needed this win, but whatever. He wins with the stomp. I gave it a C+. It was enjoyable, but I just wish that Shinsuke would have got the win here instead. So, book.
My Monday Night Messiah.
Friday.
I was going there. My Monday Night Messiah, my Friday Night Messiah, the Messiah, Seth friggin' Rollins, thankfully, won the match. And I had a different opinion of this match. I actually enjoyed this match. This was a good match, and we needed something to wake us all up. And this match, it kept my attention. I was enjoying watching this. I felt like I'm actually watching finally a wrestling pay-per-view for the first time all night. So for me, this is a B+. This to me was a very good match. And if it wasn't for another match, it could be match of the night. This was a very good match. I would love to see these two face each other. But obviously, this was just a story to get to WrestleMania where Seth, we know who he's going to be facing, the King of Swing. But this was enjoyable. I think Seth needed to win this match more than Shinsuke did. I think they don't know what to do with Shinsuke, and that's a shame because he hasn't been a whole lot in a while. But this was enjoyable. I like this match. This was a wake up, a desperately needed one on a pay-per-view that was headed into shitville. So B+.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with Mike. I wanted to go A on this one, but it just wasn't quite A territory, but definitely a B plus. By far, to me, it was one of the best matches of the night. This whole thing kind of came about just a couple of days ago on SmackDown. Shinsuke just confronted Seth from out of nowhere. Now, okay, so I'm not really invested in the match because there wasn't much story to it. But look, Shinsuke can go, Seth can go. So I'm expecting a good match. And these two delivered on that. They put in good work. I was entertained all the way through. And I would have liked to have seen Shinsuke win, but I knew that Seth would because Seth just came back. He's already in this program with Cesaro. How would that look with him going into this program, with the loss, even though it's to Shinsuke? But I am hoping that they have something in store for Shinsuke because he showed obviously that he is still great in the ring. So get him in a good storyline. But the match was entertaining though, solid. And like Mike, give it a B plus, almost an A, man, almost, but just couldn't quite go there.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. But I try to think about things like, did I care about the match enough? Obviously, I will admit it was the best match to the point, for sure. Unfortunately, and I think you all are kind of hinting at what would have been the best match. I was distracted, had some things going on here. I missed the second half of the match, so I'm disqualifying myself from grading, and I'm gonna throw to you, Book. Go ahead and grade and give your review on the match.
This was the best match of the night. And I'm glad this was. Sheamus his career's kind of had an up and down career, but he's on a resurgence. And this was one of those matches. Yeah, Sheamus lost, but not really, because he's going to come out a winner just because we're seeing a match like this, better things will come for him, I think. So this was another B plus. I couldn't quite go into A, but there were small elements that made this to me the best match of the night. This was physical. This was two big guys going at it, and it wasn't just two big guys going at it with two or three moves. This was a full brawl of a match. I was caught up in it, caught up in the emotion of it. The promo they did for this match to me is one of the best promos WWE has done in quite a while, with them talking about their friendship, showing pictures. This was a really, really overall good match. This WWE handled perfectly in every way. The hype, the promos, the match, it all delivered. So I give, you know what? Because of the promos, I'm going to give it an A minus. I will give this an A minus. So this really deserved it. This was just a very, very entertaining match. About the only thing in the whole night that I would watch again other than Seth and Shinsuke. So I'm changing it to A minus.
Okay, and I get where Mike's coming from on that. These dudes, I mean, it was brutal. It was a good, entertaining match. I mean, both of them left marked up, and it was great. It was everything Mike said it was. The problem for me is that I watch Monday Night Raw, and this is the third time I've seen these two wrestle in 2 weeks. So because of that just takes away from it for me. The match they had on Raw this past Monday, I believe it was this past Monday, and it was a pretty physical match, a pretty good physical match. This one was more physical, but I'm not as impressed when I've seen, this is the third time in 2 weeks I've seen McIntyre versus Sheamus. So I can't grade it as high as Mike did, but I did give it a B because, like I said, these dudes, it was physical. It was everything you'd expect from these two. The only issue I have is that I've seen it so much recently.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, all these matches. We've seen Apollo Crews and Big E. We've seen Sheamus and Drew McIntyre. We've seen Riddle mixed up with Retribution. We already saw Sasha and Bianca go against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler at Elimination Chamber. It's just rinse, repeat over and over again. And we might give like Book said, we might give AEW some shit for that finish, but at least every pay-per-view they give us is fresh. Every Dynamite is fresh. WWE, they just, oh, here's that same thing. You know, you just constantly getting leftovers. Here's some more leftovers for you because you all are not worthy of fresh food. Okay. Whew. Yep. I got Halloween Havoc 1998 vibes with this shit. Now look, I have been like Book. I have been a fan of The Fiend. I've enjoyed it. But lately, and it started a few weeks ago when Randy spit up that black shit. I was like, oh no, it's going down. And then the next week, he came out and had a doppelganger on the screen, and that was weak. And then Alexa Bliss is shooting fireballs out her hand like Liu Kang. And then they booked this match. Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton. Now, when Randy came out and it was just still in the arena, I was like, oh, so they're really gonna do a straight up match? Nah. Because it just immediately turned to a straight up fuckery the whole time Alexa was out there. She's shooting fireballs at him. Well, first of all, he was coughing up more black shit. And I'm just gonna get straight to it because nothing else matters. When I saw the hand come out of the fucking ring, I'm like, okay, don't. I was hoping maybe they just had the hand and he would just distract Randy, and then that would be Alexa Bliss's way to win the match. Nope. We get Krispy Kreme himself. The Fiend rises again up out from underneath the ring, and we all talked about how he's got to look different. He's got to look more evil. No, he just looks more fucked up. He's just burnt to a damn crisp. It's just like he's melted Fiend. And I don't know what he was wearing. He looked like a fat ass Shredder from Ninja Turtles. I don't know, man. And he hits just Abigail on Randy Orton and Alexa Bliss pending. I hated this. This was fucking terrible. I have joined the dark side with Rob. That was awful. Everything about that was awful. Since they burned his ass at TLC, really, that's probably where it really started for me. Man, that shit was terrible. Okay, period. Rob, go ahead.
Well, first of all, welcome to the dark side. Glad you can make it. You know this shit was an F. You know I'm going to give this an F. You know it. It's garbage. It is a waste of the talents of both Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt. You know, the Fiend gets burned up, and I mean, like burnt. And so he's gone for a while. And yeah, like you said, we knew he was going to come back because of all these vignettes they've been doing, screwing with Randy. And that's what we get. I mean, and maybe I shouldn't be mad about it. The Fiend got burnt. So what do we get when he comes back? A burnt Fiend. Seriously? That's what they're going with. A Fiend who's just burnt. This gimmick, I'm telling you, this gimmick is not going to work. I've got to believe people are getting sick of this. Bray Wyatt has to do something. This character is not going to last long. It is stupid. It is silly. Imagine someone who's never watched wrestling before, and you're saying, "Hey, you know, there's a pay-per-view on tonight. You want to give it a try?" And this is the shit that they see. I mean, how can anybody ever take wrestling seriously? And I know we're talking wrestling, and so maybe no one will ever take it seriously. But I mean, really, how can anyone possibly take it seriously when we see crap like that? It was stupid, man. It was just stupid. And yeah, man, F. And I'm just really hoping Bray Wyatt will come to his senses and go back to the old Bray or come up with some new character. This Fiend is not working. Puppets, fireballs. It's childish. It's dumb. Get rid of it. F.
Before you go, Book, I had one more. He looked like a really badly rendered Power Ranger villain. Go ahead.
Jeez, come on, man. Okay. I love the Fiend. I am not joining the dark side. I like what Alexa Bliss is doing. I don't care what y'all think about that. I knew this wasn't going to be a straight up match. So I was wondering what it was going to be, what kind of mind fuck this was going to be, because that's what it was going to be. And I didn't like the light stuff falling. That reminded me of some badly put together Wile E. Coyote trap. God, this pains me to do this, but I don't have a choice. This was a fucking F. And it deserves being a fucking F. It was just ill-prepared. It looked thrown together. And then the Fiend coming back. I don't know if this is what they're going to do with the Fiend, because he didn't speak. He didn't act like the Fiend. He acted like just a burnt-up shell. So I don't know if what they're working is some brain-dead zombie thing, burnt-up zombie where he's just controlled by Alexa, and maybe this is how they separate Alexa and the Fiend somehow, and then the real Fiend shows up. I don't know where they're going with this, but throughout the Fiend, I thought they played the Fiend brilliantly, but this better be a short run with this burnt up shit. This will not work. It just won't work, because now we're just going to have to rely on Alexa potentially. So I'm worried about Bray Wyatt. I'm concerned. This kind of reeked of Vince more than Bray. So this was an F, a painful F, but I don't know what that was. I don't know what the hell that was. It looked like a bad Jason.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking Jason Voorhees. I was thinking a whole lot of things, not Fiend, though. I mean, it looked like 1989 type makeup, type, costuming. They need to get with Disney and get with them and work on, shit like that, because that
Fiend's been gone for months, and that's what they put together.
Yeah.
Months.
I was waiting. I wanted to see him come back clean cut, maybe in a suit with horns or something, like look like the fucking devil. That's what I was looking for. No, he just burnt.
That's the whole thing about it. I mean, we know he got burnt. So I'm thinking, okay, this is a way for them to get a whole new Fiend 2.0 or something. We got Fiend like -10. He's just a blackened, burnt Fiend. That's what we waited months for. Or man, I'm telling you, they're wasting a talent. They're wasting two talents. I know, Mike, you said you like what Alexa's doing. Look, to me, Alexa's best talent is her wrestling, but she's not wrestling. So that's a waste of her talent. Okay. Bray, we know he can create these brilliant dark characters, at least, as far as the original Bray. And look, even though I didn't like The Fiend at first, a lot of creating these interesting dark characters, and you need that in wrestling. But what they've done with the character now, probably ruined it. That's in my estimation. That's just my opinion. I think they might have ruined The Fiend with this new burnt gimmick.
It damn sure ruined it for me.
I'm still staying. I got to see where this goes.
It's going to hell.
Well, that would be good if it did. I mean, but I mean in the other way. That'd be nice.
We already saw the gasoline draws, hence the burnt ass spray.
And the foam. Did you see the foam burn?
Oh, yeah.
The foam burning. There was one moment where it kind of flopped. I don't know if you noticed it. It flopped off for a second. As soon as I saw that, I'm like, oh, no.
Everything about this was no.
So we know him and Randy. We know him and Randy are going to happen at Mania. So is this that we're going to see Burnt Fiend versus Randy? That's it. That's what we're getting.
I liked how you said Black and Fiend. Oh shit.
Fiend overdone.
Man.
Yeah, there's any number of jokes you could go there with that.
Fiend well done.
Fried Fiend.
I saw somebody on Instagram commented, he looks like he was barbecued.
Barbecue Fiend. Yeah. Barbecue Bray.
Yeah. It's bad. The pictures don't make it look any better.
I'm not gonna look at the pictures. I can already imagine the memes. I already can imagine them.
All right. Well, last but certainly not least, Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship with Edge as the ringside enforcer. This is yet again another match we saw last month, even though that wasn't really a match. We saw it. Everybody knows Roman's not losing. This is all pointless. Edge being there. I don't really understand Edge being there. Is he a heel or is he a face? Because he's acting like a heel. And we're going to get two heels against each other at Mania because we're not turning Roman baby. So what's the deal? Everything he did tonight and has been doing has been heel shit. He's been more of a heel than Roman, to be honest. And maybe they're doing that on purpose because they want people to cheer for Roman, but yet Roman is still a heel. So this match I thought was okay. Roman and Daniel Bryan had okay chemistry, but it just all goes to shit when Daniel Bryan knocks out the referee, and here comes Jey Uso, then here comes Edge, and they introduce a chair. And then Edge just pretty much ruins the match. Roman did tap. I guess you could say he was in the yes lock, and he did tap, but there was no ref. And Edge attacked both men with a steel chair. And by the time the new ref came, Roman just rolls over and pins Daniel Bryan. That's an awful finish. I would have just, man. All the times you complain about the guillotine, I would have loved to see a guillotine here because this was awful. I'm going to go ahead and give it a C just because it didn't feel like this. This was another match, and it didn't feel like it was cohesive. It looked like they just had to throw a match together. And Edge, again, like, I don't get it. Is he, what are you? You're supposed to be the babyface. You're supposed to have this comeback story of a lifetime that you were never going to wrestle again. Now you're back and you're getting a title push, but you're angry. Why do you care who you face at Mania? This match was not to determine if Edge is going to be in the match or not. You're still in the fucking match, no matter who wins. So it's dumb. Yeah, so I'd give it a C. Rob, what'd you think?
I gave it a C plus only because I did think that the wrestling match between Daniel and Roman was pretty good. You know, when you have a good man against a good little man, you know what the conventional wisdom is that the big man should win. But Daniel is an exceptional little man, and he made the match interesting. A match where you look at the size of these two guys, Roman should smash him instantly. And I thought it was a very intriguing match. I did not like the idea of Edge being the enforcer, because what does enforcer actually mean? It's just a generic term that means the guy who eventually is going to interfere in the match somehow. Okay, that's what you're there for. So we already know that. What I was liking about the match is that as Daniel and Roman were putting on what I thought was a pretty good match, there was no Jey Uso. I was like, wow, we're finally going to see Roman win a match without Jey Uso. But oh, damn. I spoke too soon. I thought too soon. Sure enough, here comes Jey Uso. And then Edge is getting involved, and he's hitting Daniel with the chair. He's hitting Roman with the chair. You know, it was all a mess. It just goes to the point of this whole pay-per-view. It wasn't really to advance any storylines. It was just to give us something to watch until Mania. And what could have been, for me, a B or a B plus match only gets a C plus because of the way it all ended and turned to garbage.
I hated the way this match started. I was getting bored with the playing around. So at that point, I was at about a C territory. They started doing some work, and it slowly was building, but it was slow. It just never seemed to pick up a good pace for me. And then that motherfucker Jey Uso just shows up and ruins the whole thing. As soon as he showed up, I graded it right there, because I'm sick of seeing Jey. And then the ending occurred, and that solidified my grade. So congratulations to the WWE. You have given me the opportunity to give you not one, not two, not three, not four, 5 Fs. This was an F. This was a fucking F. Jey Uso and that whack ending. And as far as what we're going to see at WrestleMania, I think it's obvious now we're headed to a triple threat. And it's obvious it's going to be Roman, Daniel Bryan, and Edge all battling for the title. I don't know if y'all want to see that. I mean, they're pimping Daniel Bryan. This could be his last WrestleMania. I mean, they're telegraphing this move that he's going to be a focal part. And if you're going to put him a part of this, might as well be for a title. And looks like it's going to be a triple threat. This was just a messy ending. And the match was a mess. The whole night looked like I've said it before, a glorified practice session. And this match was no different. This was a fucking F. I was so done with this pay-per-view. And I'm concerned for WrestleMania. I'm really concerned.
You
I
hit on
was
something
just
there.
going to ask that question.
Oh, go ahead, Rob.
No, I was just going to ask the question. Is anyone, after seeing what we saw tonight, is anyone excited about Mania, or even thinks that it's going to be the least bit worth watching?
The only reason why it's going to be worth watching is because the 3GW crew. That's all I am excited about. I'm excited about getting everybody together. As far as what we're going to see, I can only hope and pray that it's decent. And, you know, we'll have fun doing the panel and getting all that done. But I don't have any faith in the show whatsoever. And, Book, you hit on something that I wasn't even thinking about. You are right. This probably is going to end up being a triple threat, just based on why they keep shoving Daniel Bryan in this. I think, and that might be a way to protect Edge, even though he's had one-on-one matches already. I don't know. Maybe they just want to take some of the pressure off of him. And it could be, if they do a triple threat, it could be a way to get the belt off Roman without Roman losing. So there's any number of ways it can go. If it's straight up one-on-one, obviously I think Roman's still going to win. But if it's a triple threat, I think there's a chance somebody else could win. So I guess that does add some intrigue. But no, I'm not excited.
I completely agree. I said it. I'm concerned. I've said it before with a couple of previous WrestleManias. I was concerned it was going to be the worst WrestleMania, and I got pleasantly surprised both times. This right now, the way it's shaping, is going to be shit. And we still have other matches are going to get signed. And these are the matches where nobody's going to care about. So all I can say is, man, we all better put together a lot of booze because we may need it to get through this damn pay-per-view. It's shaping up to be shit. And following an AEW pay-per-view, Vince had a chance to mock AEW with the crap they did, and he throws out even worse crap. Welcome to WWE, Peacock. This was your debut.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Peacock. This is what they debuted. This is what they gave Peacock TV was this.
Well, look, I'm still excited about Sasha versus Bianca. I still think that has the potential to be good. McIntyre versus Bobby. I mean, we've seen it before. I think it'll be good, but we've seen it before. So how excited am I going to be about that? Not too excited. Roman versus Edge versus Daniel. If that's the way they go, okay, it should be good. But outside of that, obviously, I'm not excited about the Fiend versus Randy at all. I might go take a bathroom break or something during that one. I don't know what they're going to do with Asuka. Rhea Ripley's making her debut on Raw tomorrow. Maybe we'll get an idea what they're going to do with her. Charlotte's kind of hanging in limbo. Some people are saying she's going to be on the show. Some people are saying she may not.
They took her off the poster.
Yeah. So who knows we're 3 weeks. WrestleMania is 3 weeks away from this weekend. It starts 3 weeks from yesterday.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
And we don't, and they're selling tickets. People are going to be there and they don't even know what they're going to see when they get there.
It's you're playing roulette. Russian roulette.
There could be 2 nights of this, and it could be 2 nights of shit.
I don't think it's gonna be nearly as bad as last year. They're gonna be in the stadium. They're gonna have fans there. That's gonna add to some of the matches. So I will say that I am optimistic about that. They're probably gonna go balls to the walls with the pyro and the fireworks and the entrance. They're gonna do what they can to make this a spectacle because they couldn't do it last year. So that's when they make the full transition to Peacock. Like they're completely gonna be Peacock after this. This is the last WWE network pay-per-view
in the US.
What a way to go out. So looking forward to everybody coming. That's gonna be a busy weekend, busier weekend for me because I have drill that weekend, so I'll have to schlep back and forth. But it is what it is. I know we have WrestleMania season, so I know we've got a couple podcasts to record on MJ Book's show. He is the host of the Countdown Podcast 2020. Make sure you all check out his podcast as well. He doesn't just talk wrestling. He talks about a whole bunch of topics, counting them down. And we've all been guests on there, and we've all had a good time. I know we've got some wrestling-themed shows coming up because it is WrestleMania season. We also have our WrestleMania retrospective along with a NXT takeover retrospective that will be chosen by good brother, the Inside Man, Blake. And, of course, the shows, WrestleMania, 2 nights, April 10th and 11th. So a lot of things coming up on the way. And make sure you check out all our previous shows, the Elimination Chamber post-show, our Road to WrestleMania episodes. We'll probably have another one, at least one more between now and Mania. And yeah, that's pretty much it. This was quite the evening. So thank you two for suffering with me. And let's just hope that Mania is leaps and bounds better than this shit.
Thank the alcohol. That's the only thing that got me through.
Oh yeah, I got some. I finished off my rum, polished it off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for listening. Take care. Get the vaccine. Wash your hands. All that good stuff. Wear your mask. Ambassador, take it away.
Always want to thank the listeners, especially on a night like tonight. We appreciate you all. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Speak to y'all again next week. Take care.